Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to Mini Me TV series, Above the High, The Path to Conquering Addiction. I'm Crystal, your spiritual advisor, here to share the path, here to share my path, my journey to battling addiction and discovering the strength and finding peace. This series is designed to provide insight, inspiration, and practical advice for anyone facing similar challenges. Over the next 12 series, I'll discuss various aspects of my journey from understanding addiction to building a support network, offering valuable lessons and strategies. Whether you're here seeking guidance on your own path to recovery or looking to support a loved one, this series aims to provide the tools and inspiration needed for positive change. Thank you for joining me, and remember, you are not alone in this journey. Together, we can rise above the high. So let's start with the first steps. I knew how to make sure I wouldn't go into severe withdrawal because I tried to quit several times. I've been smoking for a span of 12, 13 years. So I've been trying to quit. I knew it was an issue, but I didn't know it was an addiction. So I've been I would go a day without it and I would get the worst attitude. I would go maybe a weekend without it and I would have like really bad withdrawal symptoms. I couldn't sleep. I wouldn't be able to eat. I would just be irritable. I'd be moody. I'd just be, ugh. And I didn't deserve that. My son didn't deserve that. Nobody deserved that. So I came up with this plan. So I was smoking just a regular blunt, and I started using the vape pen, the marijuana vape pen, and that I tried to wean myself off of just smoking the flower because that was the more so addictive thing I thought it was, and so I started to smoke that. And so I would still smoke the blunts or whatever. I would smoke a blunt or two, and then I would use the pen to kind of like level myself out and try and get away from smoking a blunt. And so I would do that, and slowly but surely, I would get away from, instead of smoking a blunt, instead of smoking like 2 or 3 blunts a day, I would smoke maybe a half or maybe get down to, it would dwindle down. I can't remember how many it got down to a day, but it would dwindle down. And I would do that, and because I knew if I could quit cold turkey, it was not going to be good. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would go right back to it. So I wanted to minimize the withdrawal symptoms so that I wouldn't be able to go back to smoking. So I had to do that. And I would do that. I did that for like, I think a year or so. I did that. And then finally, I was just smoking the pen. I was just using the pen, strictly just using the pen. And I would use the pen, and I got down to, I was just using it. Like I could use that because I really didn't like it because I really didn't know too much about it. I heard a lot of bad stuff about like getting, like it messing up your lungs and whatnot. So I was kind of hesitant, but I was still smoking it. I was hesitant, but I was still smoking it. So I would, I could smoke that. Like I'll take a few puffs in the morning, and I wouldn't have none until maybe late that night. Or I could go the whole rest of the day without having it. And it was because I cultivated that peaceful state. I was able to keep that peaceful state without having marijuana. And I think that's what I really needed. I needed that peaceful state. I needed to be in that peaceful state. And I was able to cultivate that. So the weed was just something extra because I wasn't able to feel it. It wasn't getting me high. It wasn't doing anything for me. At that point, it was just me liking smoking. I just liked the feel of smoking. That was just it. Um, and I just thought to myself, if can I really stop this? Can I really beat this? If I'm going a day without smoking, if I'm only smoking in the morning, I can go all day. Can I really not smoke at all? If I did, and if I did manage to slip up, I did, and I slipped up sometimes. If I managed to slip up and go buy some marijuana, God funny, He funny. I would get if I get like buy like some street drugs, I would get the worst marijuana ever. I would get the absolute worst. It would be trash. And it's like, so like I would be having that feeling like I told you not to smoke. I told you not to. So you about to get this trash. You about to waste your money and you gonna get this trash. And it happened a couple times. I ain't gonna lie, it happened a couple times. And but I knew that was a sign. I knew that was a sign saying you're not supposed to be doing this. We didn't already talk this. We didn't discuss this. You ain't supposed to be doing this. But I'm hard headed. I'm hard headed. In my journey to overcoming addiction, decision making played a crucial role. I had to acknowledge the problem and commit to the change. I knew marijuana had become an issue, and being in the business of fixing problems, I needed a solution. I wanted better not only for myself but also for my son. A short-term goal was no longer to be dependent on marijuana to function in my everyday life. A long-term goal was to live prosperous and in a peaceful environment where I could self-motivate and attract positivity into my life. When it came to seeking help, I talked to my doctor, but she didn't really offer me anything. She told me to go to therapy. But I did go to therapy like years before, but she really didn't do nothing. So it really kind of discouraged me from going back. Actually, it didn't, because I did try to go back to therapy, but every time I tried to go, something came up. So it was like, those are signs. For me, that was a sign saying I didn't need to go. So I didn't go. And I just turned to God. I talked to God about it. What they say, give your problems to God. Give all your problems to God. So I was like, God, I laid it out for him. I'm like, you know what? I'm trying. It's hard. I'm struggling. I need help. I need help. And developing a recovery plan was what I needed. My daily routines, coping strategies, and support systems had to keep me busy. God ensured I stayed occupied. And that's what the main thing. I needed to stay busy. If I stayed busy, I didn't focus on where I was so I was tired. I didn't need, like, if I was tired, then I didn't need no sleeping aid. And it just kept me focused on what I needed to do at hand. God kept me occupied so much that I was so tired, I didn't think about weed. I got back into the gym. I took boxing classes. I even became a teacher, all to keep my mind off of getting high. I also found valuable resources in, I'm going to mess her name up, Carol Dweck. Her book is called Mindset, which helps you to understand if you have a fixed or a growth mindset. That really helped me. That's a really good book. Reflecting on some key questions that guided me. I first turned to God. I asked him about my life and what I needed to do. And he made it clear that I needed to quit smoking. But I'm hard-headed. And I didn't listen. Like any good parent, God allowed me to make mistakes. But eventually gave me a stern talking to and a solution. Modifying my environment was essential to my recovery. It was easier for me because the people I thought cared for me turned their backs on me. I realized they were a part of the trigger causing me to smoke marijuana. Being around people you love and knowing they don't love you back keeps you in your head and in a stagnant situation. I stayed in God's presence and he helped me through it. I became, with withdrawal symptoms, I became angry, standoffish, and lazy. I didn't want to do anything, and staying busy helped manage those symptoms. Supporters early in the early days of recovery were God and my son. God placed me in different situations to keep me busy and focused on tasks. So I couldn't think about smoking. I knew that being sluggish from marijuana would deter me from the plan set for me. In the past, I would run back to smoking when faced with stress, but once I finally decided to quit, nothing challenged me too much because I had made up my mind. And I'd already started that plan of weaning myself off of it. So it was like I didn't even have that taste in my system for it. Seeing the negative impact of marijuana, excuse me, seeing the negative impact of marijuana on my health made it a no-brainer. Looking back on my journey to overcoming my addiction has been filled with challenges and setbacks. Challenges and setbacks filled with, okay, but also growth and transformation. I've learned to rely on my faith, set clear goals, and create a supportive environment that fosters my recovery. My relationship deepened with my son, with especially with my son. I found new ways to stay engaged and healthy. Every step, even the difficult ones, has brought me closer to the life I want to lead. I am proud of the resilience and the determination I have developed. I am committed to continue this path, knowing that I am stronger and more capable than ever before. Before every journey, I want to leave you with a thought. I'm trying to do something different. Okay, so I want to leave you with a thought. Every journey begins with a single step. Each step forward, no matter how small, in progress, is progress. Embrace the progress, be kind to yourself, and remember that change takes time. Your strength lies in your willingness to grow and your courage to face the challenges head on. And I want to pose a question to you. What is one habit of addiction you have struggled with? And what was the most challenging part of trying to overcome it? Thank you for tuning in today. And I hope that you come back for the rest of the series. And I'm here. Wait. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. I'm right here with you. And together we can and will rise above the high. Thank you.